Everybody, welcome back to Lost Forge Tabletop Gaming. Today, we're getting back into some Keyforge. I know I have gone kind of quiet on that after a couple of months of building up the vlog series and stuff, but a lot of weird series events has caused me to kind of take a pause from that series. I've been sick, I started a new job, they didn't announce any major Keyforge events in Colorado, which kind of slowed things down, so there was a couple of things that caused me to kind of take a step back with content and reevaluate what kind of content I want to do with Keyforge. It's not stopping. I have some plans. I'm working with a local card shop with a project I'm working on, so we're going to still see some cool Keyforge stuff, but until then, I figure I'd go back and do a couple of deck openings. Picked up a sealed Keyforge Coda, and I also have a Worlds Collide from the box I bought a long time ago. So I've got a couple of decks I want to check out and kind of dissect. So we're going to start with the Coda, and then we're going to go into Worlds Collide right afterwards. Just a couple of, fun deck openings to tie us up while we do our little readjustment with Keyforge. So we're going to go into the table view, and we're going to open this bad boy up. So here we go. I have not opened a Call of the Archons pack in a long time. As you can see, I was looking for the side tabs that they introduced with Age of Archon or Age of Ascension, where you can just kind of pop off the side and pull out. These ones, you have to pop them out from the bottom, which I think is a little bit nicer to open. They're not, they're the Age Archon stuff was great for like storing and stuff, but this is just better to open up from the side. So here we go. We got Dis, Untamed, and Mars. And the name of the deck is Thespian Labor Desvin. Thespian Labor Desvin. Okay, interesting. We're going to look at the back. You know what? We're not going to look at the back here. We're just going to... Oop. Haha. It's not like it's going to matter. We are going to scan this by the time this video comes up. So, give me a sec while I open this bad boy. Alright, I finally got it open. I had to actually peel it off with my knife because it just did not want to go. So, okay, just making sure I didn't want to damage the cards here. Alright, we're gonna get rid of the Archon. We're gonna put the Archon right there. Starting off, Witch of the Eye. Fantastic card. As you know, return a card from your discard pile to your hand anytime you reap. The saying of kill the witch is definitely in effect with this deck already. Marmook, always a good card. Flaxa, you gain 2 amber if you control more creatures than your opponent. Pretty easy to do. 2 of them, not bad. 2 Dust Pixies. Briar Grubling, Hazardous 5, very, very good. Then you've got the Ritual of the Balance. Action if your opponent has... Oh, come on, camera. I think it's because it's trying to focus on that beautiful lady over there. If your opponent has 6 or more amber, steal 1. It's an alright card. Vigor, that one's definitely a good one. Save the Pack, pretty good. Lost in the Woods, ×2, fantastic. What's the rare for Untamed? I did not see it here. Ah, it's the Briar Grubling, gotcha. Well, that is our Untamed. Well, how many creatures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 creatures. That's not too bad. We're going to move that off to the side. Start with Mars here. Zorg. Enter play stun before a fight. Stun target creature. Zorg fights and each creature and its neighbors. That's a pretty good card, but it takes a little bit of time to get up and active. 2 of them, not bad. 3 creatures come into play stunned, including the Dominator there. That's a lot of power, but a lot of setup for that. Ulig Megamouth, use a friendly non-Mars creature. That combos pretty well with other factions. After you play another creature, fully heal Tunk, that's pretty good. Then, Mineswiper, fantastic way to steal Amber. Grabber Jammer, another key ability. Ether Spider is a fantastic card. A lot of really heavy creatures in the Mars side, I do have to say. And then Mother Gun, reveal any number of Mars creature cards from your hand, deal damage to a creature equal to the number of Mars creatures revealed this way. There's a lot of creatures. Phosphorus Stars, another control card, fantastic. And Key Abduction is just super useful if you know how to use it. Deep Probe, reveal your opponent's hand, discard each creature of the house revealed this way. Anything that gives you card advantage by seeing your opponent and then reducing cards for their next turn is just great. And that's it. What is our rare for Mars? I believe we do not have any. Well now. Finally, our Dis here, Toxin. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand. Again, card destruction is very good. Keeping your opponent from actually being able to play anything is always useful. The Terror, probably one of my favorite discards from the original set. If your opponent has no Amber, gain 2. 2 of those. Succubus, another fantastic card. Reduce the cards in your opponent's hand by 1. Shaffles, at the end of your turn, your opponent loses 1 Amber. Just a card that, puts pressure on your opponent. Charlotte, it's a good capture card. Each time your creature is destroyed, the owner gains 1. Soul Snatcher is really good. I don't think there's anything that really causes our creatures to be destroyed, but it is an artifact that does not need to be activated, so that's pretty good, and I believe that is our rare. Lash of Broken Dreams, more key slowing. Dominator Bauble, use a friendly creature. Mind Barb, discard a random card from your hand, and control the Hexacomb. So we have 2 Dis rares. Destroy each creature, gain 1 Amber for each creature you can destroy this way. So that tied in with Soul Snatcher is really good, but I think the amount of creatures we have in Dis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at max we could get 12 Amber if we do this right. And I don't think we have any key cheats, but Control the Weak's fantastic. Being able to see your opponent's hand using cards in Mars is fantastic. I think that there is a lot of potential in this deck. I don't think it's going to be the best deck because there isn't any key cheats, and I believe it is very slow to set up. Especially in the Mars section with having 3 creatures that are dominant in requiring a turn to unstun. But if you can get those early in the game, that's 7, 14, 23 power, I believe, that you can have on the board. But now in, Worlds Collide, especially with Mass Mutation coming out, that's very slow. You want to have something a lot faster. I think rating this deck before I check the SAS on it, I believe this is a 60 to 65 SAS deck at my current rating, but we're going to quickly check here and see what we got. Alright, so I'm going to pop the actual SAS on screen for this deck, and I was incredibly wrong about that. It is a 70 SAS and a 90% star and a 4-star rating. So this deck is apparently a lot of synergy, a lot of Amber protection, Amber control. Artifact control is light, effective power distribution, efficiency is a little low, and it really focuses on creatures and artifact. From what I can see, it looks like there is a lot more power to the deck that I am not visualizing. So we're gonna take a quick look and see what kind of cards I'm not rating as high as I think. Let's see. Yeah, Lash is really good. Mind Barb, Hexacomb. Control the Weak is just one of my favorite cards. I have a deck with 4 of these that is just, it's such a powerful card if you can actually, pair it up with something like Mind Barb, remove a card from their hand, and then name the house that you removed. You can control the board for essentially a turn. It's a free turn to set up. And if you can do something with, the Zorgs, or, like the Mega Mouth, Minesweeper. It's just a lot of setup. If you're allowed to set up, I think this deck has a lot of potential to it. But then you have things like Lost in the Woods, Shuffle 2, you're friendly. You got Save the Pack, destroy each damaged creature. I don't think there's a good way to damage creatures in this deck. Maybe, poke with Dust Pixie or gain 2 if you control more creatures in your opponent. Nah, that's not going to do much for you. Yeah, Save the Pack isn't really going to get much value. You're going to have to trade creatures. So I think that there is potential for this, but it's not going to be one I'm going to set after. I'm definitely going to play this deck. I'm going to hold this one off and play it either on camera or do something special with it. I think this one is going to be a fun one to look at for sure. Moving on to the second deck of the video, we're moving on to Worlds Collide and Y. Lenther, Vapid Hell's Emerald Harrier. Hopefully with this name I don't get, Copa'd with hell in it. Watch out, everybody. Let's see here if we can get this to focus. Fantastic. And again, opening this up without looking at the deck list first. This one was pre-opened. I opened all of my decks without looking at them to get them out of the bulky boxes and put them into a larger deck box. I've been sorting everything in these really, I wouldn't say cheap, but the very thin deck. Let me actually grab one. Just these thin Ultra Pro deck boxes. Because my wonderful fiance is amazing and listened to me, she actually picked up 2 whole sets of these really cheap on Amazon. So I've been labeling them based on decks that I like, decks that I dislike. I actually have one for reversal that just says Keyforge the No box. Take that as you will. The good old no box of decks that are just so bad. I think I have like a 20 SAS in there. It was the pre-release deck I used for Worlds Collide, and it was just so sad. The deck was so bad. It was like genuinely helpful Jargus. It was not helpful whatsoever. So, take one more look at that Archon. Really love the yellow. I would say that yellow is probably a color I am enjoying more and more as I get older. I don't know if there's something about the color yellow. I love yellow lightsabers. If you've seen the last Star Wars movie, there's definitely a moment that made me happy finally getting some more representation on that. And that's not the Archon. What am I doing? That's the Archon. Okay. So here's the back. So, we're starting off with another Witch. This one is Witch of the Wilds. This is one of our rares. Each time you turn when an Untamed is not in your active house, you may play one Untamed card. Fantastic. Gives you a little bit of versatility in your deck. And if you're running Logos and I think this is Dis. Yep. That's definitely helpful. Then Kingafant. Each creature gains reaps, destroy each creature. Very good card. I think that is a better version of Amber Imp. Each creature gains destroy this creature because its effect on the card instead of it being an effect of Amber Imp. So I think I don't know. The wording on it essentially does the same thing. I just think this is a better wording. Grasping Vines, decent control card. The Fittest, each friendly creature gains +1 power counter. 1 Amber to give a lot of power is pretty good. Ooh, there's 2 of those. And a Song of the Wild. For the remainder of your turn, each friendly creature gains Reap, gain 1. Destroy an artifact. If the artifact has Amber bonus, gain that much Amber. Another really good Amber or artifact control. Artifact control is something you really want right now in the metagame. And this Marmuk is just fantastic. Keys cost +4, deal 4 damage when it comes into play. 2 of those, wow. Deepwood Druid, healing and deploy, super useful, 2 of those. Bramble Link, skirmish, if you have used a creature to reap this turn, Bramble Link is enter play ready. Very versatile, can get you an Amber, can take out a creature 3 or less, it can finish off another creature, very fun to have. Very, very good Untamed set in this deck already. Going into our Logos, choose a creature for the trait that creature has, deal 2 damage and gain 1 Amber. Trait. Is that helpful text on screen? Trait is the attributes of a card. So let's see if we have a creature here. I think those are traits. So this would take 4 damage, reading this right. That's pretty powerful. Play, deal 4 and gain 1 amber. Not bad. Oh no, it can get you more amber. It's per, so you could get 2 for that. It's not bad. Interdimensional graft. If your opponent forges a key on their next turn, they must give you the remaining amber. Anything to steal additional amber is fantastic. Discombobulator. Your amber cannot be stolen. Very, very good. Wormhole Technician. Reveal the top card of your deck if it's a Logos card player, otherwise archive it. Always good. Thorium Plasmate. If your opponent has a very wide board, if they're playing something like Saurian or Mars or Star Alliance, very, very good card to have. Tatu Vapors. Draw 2 cards, archive a card. That's 3 cards for the price of 1. Ooh, 2 of those and a Quant. You get to play 1 Logos card per turn. Another way to play multiple cards in or different factions each turn. 2 of those. Information exchange. Steal 1. Your opponent stole amber from you on the previous turn. Steal 2 instead. Doesn't synergize very well with Discombobulator, but Discombobulator is going to make any card a target. Daughter is just a fantastic card. Anything that gives you, card advantage is just so good, so good. Steal 2 if your opponent has 8 or more. That's more amber steal. Not a lot of amber generation for Logos, but they're more card draw and card advantage. So the amber control is nice, especially since we don't have too much to take advantage of it, but we can, surely see. And then we have 3 Fates. Destroy the 3 most powerful creatures and gain an amber, either yours or your opponent's. Still, destroy 3 creatures is always helpful. And then Spider. Gain poison while attacking an enemy flank creature. Not a bad card. Soul Fiddle. Enrage a creature. I don't know how I feel about Soul Fiddle. It's like stunning a creature but forcing an attack instead of immobilizing it for a turn. It's an artifact. Putting it on the board can... I don't know. There's some advantages to it, like if there is elusive creatures or creatures with hazardous, you can kind of trick your opponent into fighting. If you have taunt, that definitely helps, but I don't think there's any taunt in this deck so far that I've seen. Library of the Damned goes well with Logos. Archiving cards is always good. 2 of those? Nah, it's okay. It's going to let you really draw for the cards that you want in this deck. Malison, fight, you may remove an enemy creature anywhere in its controller's battle line. Then if it's on a flank, it captures 1 on its This combo's okay with Thorium and Plasmate. I'm just not impressed with the effect of it. Lilithal, Reap, fight, capture 1. Inspector, purge a random card from your opponent's hand when destroyed. Removing a card from the game, always useful. Festering Touch, deal 2 damage to a creature, then 1 to each creature. If that creature was already damaged, deal 1 damage to up to 2 creatures, or deal 3 if they've already been damaged. Not bad. I'm thinking about the other deck. I'm like, ooh, that's good with Survival of the Fit or Save the Pact. Exhume, anything that lets you get card recursion isn't bad. Dendrix, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. And Buzzle. Buzzle is just a great card that lets you attack multiple things. I think Buzzle Buzzle's neighbors, I'm about to say you can remove those artifacts, but I could see that being okay. There's not a lot of creatures I would want to remove from this deck because I think everything in the Untamed section as far as creature goes, you want to keep on the board. Maybe the Deepwood Druids. Nothing really in Logos you'd want to remove. Quant's Daughter. Yeah, I think Buzzle is an anti-synergy for sure on this deck. My estimate is this deck is... I'm going to bat a little bit higher and say 70. We'll take a quick look here and see what SAS we have here. Well, I rated these in exact reverse. This is actually a 65 SAS deck, 3 stars with a 67%. a lot of anti-synergy. I believe the anti-synergy card is in fact Buzzle. A lot of artifact control, efficient, amper protection, distribution. Does not excuse me, sorry. Does not like the Libraries of the Dead or the Damned for sure. Buzzle, yeah, it's an anti-synergy card. It's okay. I think this is a good mediocre deck. There's probably some good combos hidden within it, but nothing I am surprised to see. If I had to go into a tournament with one of these decks, I would definitely for sure go in with Thespian Labor for sure. This definitely has a lot more going for it that I think would be fun to play, in my opinion. Plus, it has a little bit of Mars. This has some interesting combo potential for sure. I think there is some things you can do with the deck that, you know, a well-practiced player could find some more interesting things to do with Lenther. But I don't know if I want to give it the opportunity. That's always the problem here. So, yeah, those are the two decks we're opening up today. Which one would you play? Which one you think would have the most potential to be fun? Leave it in the comment section down below. If you like this style of video, let me know in the comment section down below. And subscribe to Lost Forge Tabletop Gaming for more Keyforge stuff coming up in the near future. This has been Justin. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next Crucible video. See you then.